All right, it's been a little while since I did a video, and a lot of that's just making the move, getting set up. It feels like I've made a ton of progress just trying to get the shop over there set up, and then getting the concrete down in my pole barn. But it still feels like things are kind of moving slow. I still got to run power out here so I can set up my compressor. Eventually turn this section into a paint booth so I can go ahead and kind of get set up and maybe stop painting outside. And it just feels like it's taking forever to get set up, and then by the time everything is set up, money's going to be one of those hard commodities to even do the project. But the first project I do want to do is finally get this truck done and put together. Quick backstory on this truck. About 10 years ago, I driven down to Florida to go look at this. Looks beautiful in the pictures. The price is almost perfect, and it's one of those deals that's too good to be true. And as everybody knows, it is too good to be true. So I get down there, and this thing's got the little rust spots all over it. Looks great in the pictures, and it's got a lot of the little spots of rust that you'd see in a vehicle that was restored. It's hard to tell. Probably restored mid-90s. And all the little bubble spots that'll come back. And I've done a great job of keeping this vehicle the way it was. I've always kept it indoors, as I usually keep my vehicles. Always try to keep my vehicles inside and on concrete. And the rust hasn't gotten any worse, but, you know, again, it's not getting any better. So I looked at it and I talked to the guy, and I said, look, this kind of wasn't what I was expecting. And very respectfully said, you know, it is a beautiful truck. It's very cool. This two-wheel drive 69 F100, 360 motor, FE block, 3-speed on a column. Kind of what I was looking for. And I tried to walk away, and he lowered the price. And I said, you know, that's a very tempting offer, but I still think I'm going to keep shopping around for a little bit. And as I'm trying to get in the vehicle, he lowers the price again. In which case, I come out and start looking at it, you know, so now I start looking at it a little bit deeper. And it's got all the signs of the things that I typically look for when I look for a vehicle, when I'm looking for a used vehicle, old vehicle. There's an oil can, you know, or a jug of oil in the back of the truck. So that's a sign that, hey, this thing's probably consuming oil if the guy keeps oil in the vehicle. A little bit of tools here and there. So that makes me think, okay, well, what's he constantly working on? And those are just little things. So a lot of the little signs that said, hey, this probably isn't the best idea. But if you're looking at the truck the way I look at the truck, I'm in love with it. I can't pass this up. And I said, I just don't know. And he lowers the price again. So there it goes. It gets on a trailer and brings it home. I started noticing that it is consuming oil. And I decided to pull the motor out, rebuild the motor. My buddy came over, gave me a hand. We rebuilt the motor. It wasn't long before I broke a push rod and pulled it back in the shop, redid the motor again, had this thing run a beautiful 3-inch exhaust. And it was an awesome truck, fun truck, nothing really fancy, 3-speed on a column, manual steering, drum brakes all the way around. But I was driving down Interstate 40, cruising. The truck was running great. It was just feeling good. And again, I might have pushed this truck a little bit past what it should be doing. I was cruising 80. It felt good. And the water pump went out, and I cooked this block. So at this point, I was already headed out to California for 3 years. I had to head out there. So I said, you know what? It can just park in the shop. I'll deal with it when I get back. And now's the time where I'm dealing with it, and I'm back. And it doesn't seem like it's moving, but all the parts are here. I ordered all new trim for the truck, new windshield. At the time, you could not get an aftermarket re-stamped hood for these. So I did find a perfect hood. So I have everything to go with the truck. And I'll go ahead and show the motor. And yeah, this is where it's been sitting. It's the same condition. The motor needs to come out, get redone. It's completely cooked. But yeah, all the different rust spots. This hood's just going to have to get replaced. No doubt that this sheet metal could get reworked, but at that point, it's just cost effective to find another hood. So, and that's what I did. Yeah, so this is kind of where we're at. Short update. The other vehicles are in here. The 65 F100 is still out in California waiting to get shipped. And the yellow TJ is still following me around. And this TJ it's a lot like my ex-wife. You know, it was a lot of fun when I first got it. I put a ton of money into it. And now I can't seem to get rid of it. And it still costs me money from time to time. But yeah, that's it's a quick update.